Alright, hey, we're back with Darkness Within 2. I figured out what I messed up, why you won't put it in the little sign here. But first of all, I have to do something first. I need to go to the bookstore for a second. Forgot to buy this from Henry. Alright, I'm gonna go down here. You gotta do this before you, get the note a little bit later. Hold on. Toy Jeep. Old pistols, eh? Must have been the pistols you might have used during the War of the North Breach or something. Whatever.
I'd like to buy that toy Jeep in the cellar.
That's an interesting choice.
Thanks, Henry. I have to go now.
You're gonna want that a little bit later. That's gonna revolve around a secret. Oh, speaking of secrets, I found this while I was playing a little bit on my own. Let's see. New Screams. No, not that one. Sorry. Hello, cat. The bodies found in the woods and did Dreeden report back? Mix those two together. I think these are the people mentioned in the letter I found on Dreeden, the ones who came here because of Dreeden's report. I believe I'm safe for now, but what killed them and why? Hope for Dreeden. There's also a bunch of others we need. There's a bunch of others too. Like they know me, and I think there was one other, although I don't think I have it yet. Don't think I have it yet. No, it doesn't look like it. Nope. Alright, you can return back to the old place, to the underground calories, and kind of getting a little annoying right now. But I'll leave it in my lap. Okay, back here. Pull out the lantern so we can see, but now go back to here. I forgot to underline this first part. It works with special remnants. The ciphered part says the machine works with something called special remnants of the one you intend to summon. Yep, that's what you need to put that little capsule in there. According to the book, I should insert the capsule with ashes into this tray. See? And now, we get to use. Yeah. I think after this part, we're almost about halfway through the game. Sort of, in a way. I thought we said not to look into the machine. Look away! That's right, look away, don't look, don't look. But out of curiosity, he has to look. What was that? That must have been Schneider. God, he was ugly. God, he was ugly. He had to look ugly. And we wake up in the bed with no feet or body. Oh, did someone carry me? Seeing a deformed figure in the window of the machine. Hey, Howard, they said not to look inside the machine. Do not look in the machine next time, young man. Oh yeah, we saw this note. Goddamn cat, stop getting all over my mic. She's spinning around my mic wire. Alright, get off. There. Was it that hard, cat? Who could have left this note here? Alright. We're done with this place. Let's go to the bookstore. Nah, I haven't figured out where the one secret I'm supposed to be looking for. but it's not necessary for the one part, for one of the secrets.
Can you read this, Henry?
Let me take a look. Yes, this is in German. It says, "Go, don't ever come back, go to the gate."
The gate.
Gate?
Sounds very familiar to me. I once had
How?
a customer who came here every week to pick up some books he'd ordered. He was not very talkative and often looked lost in his own thoughts, but I remember he often called the place he lives the Gate. Later I learned that he lived in that cursed mansion that stands alone, far off in the wilderness.
Very peculiar, a strange, cursed mansion.
Why did you call that mansion cursed?
Just out of habit, really. Around here, everybody calls it that because of their primitive superstitions. I don't actually believe them myself.
Now, there's one thing that will get you through this conversation, but I believe you have to go through all of them anyways.
Do you know his name?
I don't really remember. He stopped coming here a long time ago. He was an old man.
Very
He
old.
could have passed away.
How saddening.
What kind of books did he usually order?
Most of them were about
Stuff.
magic, astrology, occultism, and demonology. And I remember those books were very hard to get. Sometimes it took weeks to find a particular one. Some of them were written in languages I'd never even seen before.
Strange. Okay, this is the one that gets you through this conversation. What can you tell me about him?
What can you tell me about him?
As I said, he often looked very deep in thought. When I went down to the cellar to get his order, I could often hear him talking to himself. He was old, but I always thought he was younger than he looked. I never saw him around except the times he came for his orders. Jacob could probably tell you more about him. His father worked there as a servant. Jacob lives in the old White House right in front of the Howling Wolf statue. You can't
Very
miss it.
messy cat.
Thanks for the info, Henry.
Messy. Yeah, that's the one thing that's gonna get you through that conversation. Mental problem, maybe? Maybe that's probably why he came here without talking and just for books. He's got a mental problem, Henry. Should read up on it. Sorry, but that conversation seemed a little bit loud to me. Lord,
That is not dead which can eternal lie, and with strange...
even death may die. Death can die. That must have been the house he was talking about. Doesn't look very white to me, Henry. It looks very old. Is it even white to you guys? It looks more brown and gray and falling apart. If you try to leave town, yeah, he's gonna say I have no reason to leave Arkham. It's not even white, Howard. Knock away. You're not even knocking on the door, anyways. You're just putting flesh out of the door. Shh. No, you shush. Shush, old man.
Hello, my name is Howard. I'm here because Henry Lawrence told me you could help me with a special matter.
Yeah,
What matter
You're
is
old.
that?
you're old.
Do you recognize the name The Gate?
No.
I had a feeling you were going to ask that. Your voice, your eyes, those burning bright eyes. You look exactly like him.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, young man.
Him. He told me about you once. How you would come back one day. This is your destiny. You cannot go against it.
You're confusing me with someone known, man. No.
He is completely mad. But I must get
Get him to an asylum then!
Can you tell me about the gate?
It is the building nestled over the Black Abyss.
The other one's just a
You should
random
have remembered
thing
it
thrown
by
out there.
now. But it seems it is still not clear for you. You will remember soon.
I guess you can still cook it
I
anyways.
think you're confusing me with someone else. I don't understand what you're talking about. Who is he?
Mr. Nathaniel. He was the one who called you beyond time. He
Nathaniel.
learned that if he appealed to Yog-Sothoth, someone from his own bloodline would one day come back. I was only a child,
Oops.
but I remember everything.
Can't wait for the 25th. Dead Space 2 comes out.
Place. I can see him in your eyes. And there was
Can
that
see
other
Mr.
child.
Nathaniel in my eyes.
He was not human. He looked exactly like one, and they treated him like one. But I could tell he wasn't human at all.
Oh god.
No human child can speak with the knowledge of the darkest abysses like him. None can speak.
I actually can
about
finish this
the
today if I
heathen
actually
arcane
try to.
knowledge of the darkest ages, which are veiled from the eyes of simple men like us. If only you heard him, then you would understand me. But yet, all that is also in you. You will soon remember. Everything will come back to you. Every memory.
You're saying I have amnesia right
I
now.
listened to his
That
muffled
hurt me.
voice
That
as
hurt
he
young old
screamed,
man.
growled, jumped and crashed around at night under the ground.
Oh, where should we go? Which one should we choose? Oh, we got the thing we need for the the second secret clue, secret we need. It's gonna be part of the super secret that you need too.
What do you mean Mr. Nathaniel called me beyond time?
And we'll see that later.
They needed a blood descendant, for only such a person can do what they require. Mr. Nathaniel, he could speak with his ancestors. Or maybe the opposite was true. They told him to call you, and so he did. He somehow learned strange languages he never even knew existed. And with this knowledge, he read forbidden books gathered from around the world. Passages about summoning beyond time. Those fiendish necromantic murmurings and chants.
He must be talking about the books Mr. Nathaniel came when he ordered them from Henry Lawrence, and Henry was like, "Oh, oh god, not him again. Alright, I'll go get your books." Blah, 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 blah. Talking to myself.
How did this Mr. Nathaniel learn such an appeal?
He learned it from Jediah, a shadow from his own lineage. From your lineage.
My lineage. Oh, kind of. I think that's where they got the title of the Dark Lineage from. That. So, let's see what. It's a very interesting game, by the way. I'm the second person that does a playthrough of this.
What do you mean by Black Abyss?
That place is built upon a web of underground passages that lead to Gehenna. That's why they call it the Gate. It is the gate to the unlit hell beneath the surface that hides unimaginable secrets from our eyes.
What child?
What child?
What child, young man? Old man.
The child Mr. Nathaniel was told to take in. He took him into his home, despite strong opposition from Mrs. Ingrid, his wife. During the early days, the child often suffered serious seizures, and they had to lock him up after he murdered a maid.
Oh god.
It was horrible.
Why don't they just arrest him?
That was the time Mr. Nathaniel fired all the maids and servants except my father. since he'd been with him for a long time and knew many secrets. Then they gave the boy something to make him calm. It seemed like he forgot what he knew. And after that, he grew up in that house like a normal child. Until one day, when he left the house to go elsewhere. I don't know where he went, but I was told he would come back when the right time came. I know he is also here. I can feel him.
You'll be amazed who the child is. You can actually learn who that child was in this game. Oh, I'm pretty sure some of you know, but you'll be surprised who it is. And I guess I'll leave that for you guys to figure out later. I'll tell you who the child was just until we get there.
How can you know this much about me?
Mr. Nathaniel told me some things, but I learned most of what I know from eavesdropping and secretly reading the same things he read. Only the ones in English, of course. He had some friends who shared the same interests as him. When they gathered, and the incense was heavy in the air, it was easy to listen in on their excited conversations. They often talked about you, and some others who are like you. And there were other things that I wouldn't have understood unless I'd read some of the books. His wife, that poor woman, hated his friends and the topics they spoke about in those heathen meetings. Once, she tried to escape, but he brought her back and locked her up in her room. She died there. But he was not like that originally. The only mistake he made was moving into that house of his ancestors after he married. But maybe it was a fate he could not fight against.
Yeah, after he moved into the house, he became obsessed with learning about his own lineage. You'll find out a bit later.
Who is this Jedediah?
And why.
I don't know. I only know his name, and that he was from Nathaniel's bloodline. I once read in one of the books that even if you kill the physical body of some people, it doesn't mean they're really dead and will disappear from this world. They can find a way to come back, and then silently wait for their time to come.
Oh god, the Jedediah sounds really horrifying.
Who told him to take the child in?
I don't know. It was so sudden. One particularly stormy night, a stranger came with that child. He was a tall and dangerous-looking man. All the servants were frightened of him at first sight. Yet he himself seemed afraid of the child. I listened to their conversation and learned that he could hardly speak our language. So he spoke with Mr. Nathaniel in a language that only he seemed to know.
Oh, they spelled Mr. Nathaniel wrong.
Only 2 days later,
Wait,
did
did
we
they?
really discover why he came. He'd brought the child from a distant place for Mr. Nathaniel to raise, and he accepted the boy in without hesitation. But he never explained why he agreed to do it.
No, that's how I guess that's how they spell Mr. Nathaniel in this game.
Why did Mrs. Ingrid want to escape?
I'm not sure, but I think she saw something terrible. She knew a lot about the things her husband was interested in doing. But after the child incident, she started to hate him, though she stayed by his side. After a while, the situation began to change and got more serious. And that's when the secret meetings began. She hated it all, both the meetings and those who attended them. And one day, it seemed she couldn't take it anymore and ran away. But Mr. Nathaniel's friends forced him to take her back and lock her up. They saw Mrs. Ingrid as a threat who might reveal secrets about them. He had to do as they instructed, but he wasn't happy about it.
He seems completely mad. But somehow, I get the feeling his words weren't just crazed ramblings or the wild imagination of a madman.
So is he really mad? Well, I guess we'll never know. That's actually the only time you ever speak to this guy. You can do the same conversation again. Just head back in here. You cannot really explore his place. You can only just talk to him. Anyways, we got the other thing we need. I would come back, and they know me. Yes, they definitely knew that I would come back. They were waiting for me all this time. They were expecting me. That's the one part you need for the super secret. That unfortunately, Iceberg Interactive and Zotrep could never implement into the actual game due to time constraints. You'll learn something about Henry Lawrence later, but we have to go talk to talk to the good innkeeper. Or good man, to the good man. The funny part is you can just go in here and he won't do anything about it. A candlestick. A candlestick? We cannot really go into his place. I always wonder what that noise was. I know it's like a pot or something in there, but we'll never know. We never can figure out what that was. Let's talk to the good innkeeper.
I heard some unpleasant rumors about a mansion outside of town. What can you tell me about it?
It's out in the wilderness, about 30 miles from here.
Oh, that's pretty far.
I've never been there, but I remember an incident that occurred right here in this inn. I was just a kid at the time. One night, an old woman with a dark veil covering most of her face came from that house and stayed here a short while, until she was forcefully taken back by a group of old men with fake beards. Nobody knows who they were, but it was obvious she had secretly escaped from it. I think she was waiting for the train to take her away from here. But they took her back against her will. I was very young.
Men with fake beards.
When she saw them,
Do you already hear?
some words were in Latin, I think. We never heard of her again. I've also heard some very bad stories about barbaric rites that take place at particular times of the year. And that's why nobody wants to visit that house. It's empty now, but most of the people are afraid even to go too near it anymore.
Very interesting.
I'm confused. Men with fake beards. I know that's one of the clues you're supposed to learn. It's one of the clues you're supposed to learn. But how?
What room did the lady from that mansion stay in?
I can't remember precisely, but she stayed in one of the rooms on the first floor.
Where can I find this Herbert?
You're in luck. He's right back there, eating alone.
Thanks.
If you want, I can speak with Herbert for you. He doesn't like to speak with strangers, but I'm sure I can persuade him.
That would be great.
I really am confused. Men with fake beards. I know that's a clue you're supposed to learn for a secret in this game. He just said it right there, but... Oh, man. Does that, like, occur in the past? Do I even have... Hold on. I need to check something. I can't even check it right now. Oh, yeah. Memory think. Memory pops up in his head. You just remember something. Oh, no. This place. I remember it vaguely. I visited here several times when I was a child. This is my grandfather's house. I never liked it here. Is this the place I'm searching for? What is the connection between these strange experiences and my family? I need to figure out what is happening. Day to arrival at the place. Let me just save it quickly. I just want to check something.